At a time when value is seriously hard to come by, is this the best value single malt Irish whiskey on the market? I think you're going to be surprised by what I have to say. Let's drink some whiskey. Welcome to Whiskey and Whiskey. I'm the Whiskey Chaser Brian, and I hope you're keeping well. The highly anticipated, to me anyway, second release from Element Whiskey, the Lower 1.0 Single Malt Irish Whiskey. This single malt here is a non-age statement, 43% ABV vatting of 3 different single malts that have been aged in ex-bourbon, Madeira, and sweet muscatel casks. Priced at €65. Available nationwide. So far as I can see, currently only in Ireland, but that may change. This is developed by whiskey drinkers for whiskey drinkers, so you're in for a treat. Last Christmas, I did a review on the company's first expression in the Fusion series, which was a non-age statement blend. It was pretty good. I'm not a blend type of guy, but I actually did quite enjoy it. I like the sweetness of it. I'll leave a link above and below in the description box if you want to watch it. I suggest you do. While the blend was the Fusion series, this is the Lower series, which takes on a more traditional style of Irish whiskey. So your super quality single malts, your grains, your pot stills. They have yet to release anything in their other series, which is the X series, which is more along the lines of innovation alongside other brands. So think whiskey meeting exceptional casks from beers and wine producers from other companies. Again, I have to say that the presentation here is absolutely top-notch. I am a fan of a nicely designed whiskey bottle. This is modernistic, futuristic, it's great bottle design, nice colors that work well with the actual whiskey itself, and this does, in my opinion, scream high-end or premium. Some might not agree with me on that, but I do like it. There was obviously no expense spared on the bottle here. Or for that matter, their website, which they are currently looking for people to test their future releases or be part of selecting future releases. So make sure you head over there and sign up to their on their website. I'm not endorsed by them. I'm not getting paid for that. I'm just helping it. We pour. You can tell from what's left in the bottle, I have enjoyed this immensely lately. Okay, so 43% ABV Element Lower Series 1.0 Single Malt, freshly released on the nose. All right, so we have a slight hint of youth, think kind of like barley husks, and then it starts opening up with a little bit of sweetness and fresh fruits. Those fresh fruits being typical of what I associate with a single malt Irish whiskey, apples and pear. Right, as it opens up more, slight hints of kind of a florally character hiding in there and some nuttiness. For my American friends out there, a hint of watermelon Jolly Rancher. And then at the end there, some nice toasted oak. I would say this one has, for a non-age statement single malt whiskey, a medium complexity. All right, so let's get it on the palate. Sláinte. So that barley husk kind of youthness kind of comes over a little bit, but it's not banging out there. There is a little bit of bitterness in there, but think there's a citrus note, there's a caramel, and there's a definite kind of nuttiness, like even like a Brazil nut, kind of that waxy kind of Brazil nuttiness to it. I have to go back for more. It is quite good. Sláinte. Yeah, that kind of waxy nuttiness, Brazil nut, kind of walnut note to it. But then there is the sweetness there that's in behind. It's quite nice. It's like a plum and a cherry with a little bit of chocolate. So definitely a little bit more complex than I was expecting for a whiskey of a non-age statement like this. And there's some more in the glass, so it would be wrong not to take another little sip. Sláinte. That citric note is kind of faded out a little bit, but certainly the caramel, the nuttiness, the plum, the cherry, and even kind of like a dried coffee note there at the very end to finish it off. Still spicy, but not ridiculous. Like, it's nicely warming, I would say. Barley. The sweetness is there, that walnut / Brazil note coming through, and definitely more so on the finish than there was on the palate. There's kind of that chocolate note coating, not a milk chocolate, not a dark chocolate, and just a touch bitter, but very creamy. I mean, you know, for a non-age statement single malt whiskey, there's a bit of complexity there. I'm not gonna lie. Nose, palate, finish, quite nice. Stand by for my opinion. So is this the best value single malt Irish whiskey on the market? Not really. I mean, it's hard to beat some of the good old Bushmills at this price point and their age statements. There's some heavy hitters like coming in the single malts. Like you have a Tyrconnell, the 10-year-old range that are a little bit less expensive. You have Bushmills 10, etc. But for what you're getting here, this does punch very well where it sits in its price point. It's hard to beat some of the bigger brands on price when you're sourcing whiskey and they distill their own. So I get it. That aside, and let's completely forget about price for the minute, what I do think is that this is a very juicy, semi-complex, non-offensive, and pleasant whiskey to drink. I quite enjoy drinking this, and I think the flavors are fairly bold for what you're getting. Never mind the fact that it's 43% or the hints of the little bit of barley youth there. My verdict, I think it's decent value for the flavors you're getting here. A lot of attention has been put onto the design, and when you see that and you taste the quality of the liquid, I think you see this brand is actually for real, and I did enjoy their blended fusion series. I'm not just saying that, I really enjoyed this one too. Would I purchase another bottle? Absolutely yes, I would. In fact, I intend to do so as soon as this bottle is gone. With that said, have any of you out there tried it? What did you think yourself? If you purchased, would you buy another bottle? Leave a comment below and let me know, and don't forget to follow. So that does it for this episode. There's plenty more whiskey reviews on the way, and don't forget to comment below on a whiskey you'd like to hear my thoughts on. I'm gonna leave it at that, and we will chat to you very soon. Sláinte.